And just find that sensitivity, standing with the feet together or hip distance, find the sensitivity of the hands. Just feel them rest into each other, the pulses, the vibrations. Stand with alignment and relaxation for a moment. You can have your eyes downward and soft or closed, internally rotating the awareness. Letting weight fall evenly as much as possible through the feet into the earth. Everything from the shoulders down, coming gently downward. And from the shoulders up, finding length. Just give yourself that invitation. Just take 3 quiet breaths, carefully refining anywhere that you notice. Your shoulders relax down on the rib cage. Second breath. Gently tone your navel towards your spine. And one more time. Exhale with vibration. Open your eyes with a little bit of energy and separate your feet to a comfortable width. Anchor down into the feet and legs and take up your bow, your imaginary bow. So you're going to pull your arms away from each other with fists, gently squeezing as you take your look back twist. So rotate, turn your head as well. Breathe 5 times. Just the right amount of activation. Don't overly squeeze your hands. Just enough to activate your muscles. Empower your upper body. Take one more breath. Really draw that bow as tight as you can on that last breath. Breathe out, release hands and everything back to center. Pause in your stillness. Coming into your meditative mind. Second side, take up your bow. Arrange your feet so you have ease when you take that look back twist position. We do this as a seated pose as well. Just work from your standing foundation. Thumbs are on the outside. Just carefully close your hands, stretch your hands away from each other and look back. We're grounded into the earth through the feet and legs and also into the low belly on the exhales. Feel the energy of inhale, the groundedness of exhale, the centering. One more time, give it that last bit of pull. Use your exhale or let it go. Step back to center, pause with that sensation. And as in my email today, Nama meaning bend originally, so bowing. Honoring sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, lift your whole rib cage. Exhale towards the earth, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the breaths are long and slow. Halfway lift with that 5 count inhale. Exhale back to plank. You can suspend your breath here. And then go back and exhale. And then just breathe naturally as you flow back to downward dog with your spread out feet. Your plank to downward dog. Just find a little flow. Uplift your low belly. Try to keep your legs straight. And go back towards downward dog. Hips are pretty low. Just try to stretch out the backs of your legs. Kind of midway into a low downward dog, a wide spreading. Let your head hang down. One more exhale. Forward again into plank. Then bring down your knees carefully and extend to upward facing dog. Untuck your feet, knees down, tail tuck, downward gaze. Take one more breath, stretch your belly. So we have a pretty deep stretch of the belly there. And then release to tabletop. Come up and just give your arms and shoulders and wrists and hands a little love with a little figure 8 energy, a little infinity. Just some spiraling and spinning, finding open pathways of energy. Stillness, rest together. Ground the tops of your feet. And back out for cat and cow. You can always do your thumbs and fists carefully with the thumbs or spreading the hands. So in cow, we gently stretch the belly. It's light instead of deep like upward dog. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat spine. Sound your breath. Move it through your nose. Waves of spine, waves of breath. Move slowly from one to the other. Feel that press at the end of the exhale into the hands. Inhale, there's a little bit of a pulling action as you come to cow spine. And one more time into cat spine. And release. Shorten the right side of your body. So side flexion, right side. Slowly release and take left side. So hip and shoulder come towards each other and release. A few more times with breath. Side flexion. So try to keep your hips over your knees. And let your logical mind be occupied with the task at hand. Freeing yourself from anything outside the present. And return to center. Coming out to heart chakra pose, so keep your hips over your knees again. Rock out your arms. Bring your head and heart down. Ground your feet. You can bring your toes together. We're extending gently in the upper back. And press your hands to walk up. Go to the right side with both hands and bow again. Try to keep your hips over your knees. 2. Relax what you can. Just try to let your thumbs release any gripping from coming into the pose. 4, 5. Press, press, press to come out and over the other way. Last one. Try to ground your feet. Keep your hips over your knees. Bow down with that angled lateral movement. Try to relax your thumbs. Let your bones do a lot of the support here. Fourth breath, and one more time. Press, press to walk it up, and come back to child's pose. Feel free to adjust your knees, wide or close. Come on back and down, slowly fold in. Drape your arms, rest your shoulders, rest your head. So we can move between dynamic and active and exciting poses into quiet and still and calm ones. Training our nervous system so we can tap into that calm response when we need it. Grounded, centered, the energy of exhale. One more breath deep into your back body. Don't be stingy with your breath. Be very generous. Breathe back and sides. Just feel it move. Feel it grow at your request. And come back to center with your breath. Coming out. Upward facing dog. Still warming up the body. Carefully roll back your shoulders. Stretch your belly. Tuck your tail. And flip your feet for downward dog. Walking into your traditional distance. So if you're really struggling, you might be too spread out. We all have our own proportions to work with. Uplift in the low belly, head down. The shoulders move towards the pinky side of the hands. They externally rotate. Just hold as still as you can. Trust. Remember, you can bend your knees if you need to. 4, and 1 more slow breath, inhaling. Exhaling. 5 count, inhale to halfway lift. So step it forward and extend. Exhale, slowly fold forward, release. Again, knees bend as needed. Your body, your practice, rise. Stretching this inhalation, it can be kind of heady. So take that slow exhale, ground into your sides. Land there, take a free breath. It's giving yourself time to arrive on your feet once again. And 5 count, reach to the sky. Sun bending. Fall forward, here's the bend towards the sun. Thank you so much for everything, sun. Looking up for that horizon. Halfway lift, extend, energize. Go back with your legs one at a time. Transition to up dog, knees down. Carefully stretch belly. And then use your legs to refine. You can lift off your knees if you like. Take one more inhale, strong straight arms. Flip your feet. Pike up your belly, step in, downward dog. If you like here, you may do a little side to side movement, a little lateral, exploring. We're always just workshopping poses, just checking in, see how it feels. What do you notice? Without really thinking about it, just be present with the pose. One more exhale, find center. Looking back at your feet, turn your right heel towards the center of your mat. And step your left foot forward by your left hand, rising up, warrior 8 position. Have a moment for that transition to standing. Shoulders are down. Take up your arms, rest your hands together. You can keep your gaze downward if you want, some more grounding. Or start to tip the plane of your face upward and transfer the eyes towards the thumbs. So if that creates any strain, just transfer down the nose with the eyes. 3, 4, feeling free to refine. Take one last breath. Release your hands down. Inhale, warrior B. Try to streamline that movement. Turn out the back toes, turn your head, reach your arms. If you need a little more time to get in, you can always do that. Shoulders relax here. Chest and upper back broad. Breathe deeply once more. Try to release any gripping anywhere. Downward dog is an optional upward dog. So just go back to down dog if you want to. Add the upward dog if you wish. And taking the second side for the warriors, taking your left heel towards the center of the mat. Big step with the right foot. Strong in both legs as you come up, squaring and grounding. Shoulders down, arms coming up. Plane of the face lifting upward. Eyes stay down towards the nose to start. Maybe just try a little thumb gaze. See how you like it. And you can always choose to bring your eyes back down. Where the eyes go, the mind goes. But in each shape, we're spreading our mind, our awareness throughout. We see our thumbs or we see our nose, but we feel our feet, feel our hips, feel our breath. Breathe out once more, lower your hands. Breathe into warrior B. So there's this turn to the side, this opening of the hips and the back foot, and then a turn of the head to the front, shoulders down. Center your front knee. practice these things so your knee learns to stay. And it's okay if it's back, if it doesn't come all the way out. Hold it where it can tolerate. This is sustainable yoga. And one more exhale. Transition to wide parallel feet. So we're already halfway there. Just turn to that left side on your mat with your feet wide. And finding evenness and samas for a minute. Same. And then coming forward for A position. You may bend your knees, especially to come down. You may hinge your pelvis forward. Bring down your hands. So A is the hands towards the floor, head towards the floor. Take another breath just to refine. You can do a little widening of your feet or bringing them closer. The elbows hug in towards each other and the head reaches for the floor. Long neck. Nice upward lift in the belly. 2, 3, 4. One more slow breath. And then come up about halfway. Walk both hands towards your right foot and bend your knee towards your toes. One leg squat. Just track your knee towards your toes. 3, 4. One more breath. 5. A strong press of that foot. Other side. One leg squat. Gently lengthening the inseam of your other leg. One more exhale. Breathe into center. Make sure your feet are close enough. Don't move them unless you have to, though. Coming up with inhale. So the last thing that leaves the ground is your longest fingertip. So press into the earth, bend your elbows, press. And then inhale, lift off. That longest finger leaving last. Catch your waist and exhale, feel grounded as your head comes back upright. Triangle pose to the right side. Turn out your right leg from the hip. Angle your back foot a little bit. Come over and down. Right where you are, reach up and down. Focus here on the navel center. So we might look at the tip of our nose or up towards our thumb. But part of us is looking at our navel, our brain. Cultivate that awareness of tone in the low belly, of working from that center. Other side, up and over with an inhale. Stretch out that breath. Suspend it if you need to as you come over and exhale into the other side, coming out and down. Extended triangle pose. Nose gaze, face forward. Eyes up towards the thumb if you like. And then part of the brain on the navel center, finding that stability. The navel center supports the head, so there's not strain in the neck. One more breath out. Inhale, strong legs, come up and come to the top section of your mat. Just one more of the standing poses until we move towards the floor. So on Saturday, we worked on cow face pose where we do the up and down arms. But today, just focusing both arms on hugging into the sides with this. So start with your palms forward. Roll your thumbs back so your shoulders turn in. And then pin your arms into your side strongly. Bend your elbows. So coming into Parsvottanasana. See if that hugging in the upper arms helps you find some space here. So you can just hold on to your opposite arm. Find it gets a little crowded with this hugging in. And then step out with the left leg forward and the right leg back. And exhale, forward fold. Let's try to keep that open heart as you take a forward fold. Forehead comes towards the knees. towards the shins. So I'm just loosely holding my hands today, working on that hugging in of the upper arm bones. Try to relax and release your feet. Take one more breath, head down. And then you press your feet and lead with your head to come up. So the head reaches out long as you come up. Step out. Take the other side. Hug the arms into the side of the body. And just work with the rest of your arms to hold on in some way, just casually holding on or bringing your palms together. Exhale to the forward fold as you're ready. So we diffuse the excitement of finding the shape. Just hold steady with it. Let it teach us today. Exhale. Once more, breathe in, come up, long spine, and carefully release your arms down and away from each other. Open, the thumbs roll back. Center. One more, reach up to the sun, and then down to the earth. Bend your knees as needed. Slide your fingers under your toes or hold your elbows. You can go up to your wrists if you like, and take 5 breaths forward folding. Carefully straightening out the legs. And here, we're really opening the upper body, pulling the elbows away from each other, away from the legs. Broaden your upper back. And just take one more slow, patient breath. Carefully release one hand at a time. Take your right leg back to high lunge. Bring down your knee. Rise up and twist. If you want to hook your elbow and press your palms, you may. Or stay in the first position. Not judging your choice. Take the therapeutic choice. One more breath out. Slowly release to center. And out to the side. The Parigasana, so straight out to the side with your toes forward. Leaning over, right into a side bend. And try turning your palm up towards the sky. So if you have your palm down, roll the pinky side back to face up. Find your stillness, your steady eyes and breath. 2. Not forcing, so if you get a little tingly in your arm, back off. Exhale, up and out, and playful, bringing the hands to the floor and turning your foot towards the side of your mat. So we're going to do a half moon on the knee. So we want to turn our hips to the side a little bit for that half moon shape. So turning out your right knee. Both hands down to focus on a straight leg dynamic lift of the back leg. 3, 4, and 5. Bring down your leg. Second side. A little up dog, down dog, or up dog, puppy. To reset and start with high lunge. While lifting the back knee. Bring down the back knee. Tuck it untuck your toes and come up for the revolved low lunge. Twist. Press palms if it's positive for your body. Feel how everything is connected. 4. Just one more breath. And release back to center. Parigasana, gate pose. We go out to the side. So if you need to turn around, if you run out of room, So cushioning the knee at any point. Side bend. Just letting that top palm be towards the sky. Come over to your own degree. Ground both feet. A little aware of belly center and hold steady. The default gaze is a centered one. Nose or third eye, whether the eyes are open or closed. And just breathe once more. Inhale energy, follow it up and out. Turning that knee out to the side as needs to, just give it a fresh spot on your mat. Use both hands, dynamic, lift straight up the back leg. So that half moon position, if you want to use your top hand, you may, or just support yourself and give everything you've got to that straightness, that lift, that reach. Point your toes. 3, 4, and 5. Bring it on down. Optional upward dog and downward dog. Upper body strength is always good to develop. Whole body strength. And coming through to pigeon pose or onto your back. Figure 4. Some of us need this position instead. If you're okay, take your right knee forward, and there are variations here that we can work on. One is the leg folded in on itself. So your heel is near your pubic bone and you're upright. It's okay to come to the outside of the hip. The back leg, we're trying to be on the front surface of the back leg, protecting the kneecap. So if you already know where you like to go in this pose, you are already there. Coming out and down. Someone had a question about this recently, that maybe I don't demonstrate this part of coming out and down. Whatever out and down is for you, just come forward and relax as much as you can. If you know you can open the hinge of your knee without hurting your knee, you may do so. Let's take 5 slow breaths from here. So it might be effortful in some ways, where you are holding yourself just so. Soften what you can and just take care of yourself. One last breath, slowly. And release back upright again, one hand at a time, walking in like we did earlier. And let's all come to sit on that outer hip. So sit up if you've been on your back for Janushirasana, taking the back leg out straight to the back surface. Draw back on the toes. So it's like a seated tree pose, working towards 90 degrees out. And so we have to move our torsos in a little rotation to come out and face that front leg. Come out and down slowly, slowly to your own degree. Wherever you stop, let your head go down towards your shin. Ground your hands somewhere, on your foot, on your leg, or on the floor. 2, 3, 4. Last breath, present. Exhale. Slowly walk it in to come up. Pause for a moment, receive that information. Changing to the other side. On the back is fine. Folding in that front knee to start. So we close the knee hinge for safety. Find that front surface of the back leg. And decide if we're going to be upright over the legs or out on the seat on the side a little bit. Both okay. Upright if you can. Walk it out and down precisely where you can feel safe, just the right amount, some compression, some work, some releasing. Find your breath. Releasing the fourth one. And the last time. Follow inhalation, this wakeful energy to walk back in and to sit over onto your outer hip or sit up. Taking the back leg out to the back surface, toes towards the ceiling, finding your seated tree shape, your Janu Shirsasana, head knee pose, and that rotation to face the straight leg out and down with slowness. Pausing a moment to lengthen your spine out of your pelvis, so the pelvis tips forward, lengthen spine, and then come down. Breathe 5 times. Slowly and deeply. With one more complete cycle of breath. With inhale, walk it up. Pause. And make your way to your knees once again, feeling free to add your blanket under your knees for cushioning. Just for a little movement in the mid-back. Coming to tabletop. Taking your right arm up and out to the side. So try to keep your hips over your knees. Inhale, open out. Exhale, thread your needle. Inhale, open out. Press the earth with your other hand. Thread your needle. Once more. Slowly, as much as your range of motion allows. And reach it through. Twist. Release. Second side. Left arm. Try to keep hips over knees. That's a challenge for me here. And over into the rotation. Twice more. Slowly find that range of motion in your mid-back and your ribs. Not judging it, just notice it. If these feel good, do them every day. And one more time, reach through, find that range of motion. Come back to center. Right arm reaches, left leg reaches, 5 breaths. Spread that hand on the earth. Ground your foot as well. Let's just do 3. Bring it on down, other side. 3 slow and meaningful breaths. Last time. Hand down, knee down. Wide child's pose, pull back. Adding the revolution. So back to that threading needle idea. Just bringing your left arm through, bringing down your head. You can bring in your blanket if you like for some support under your head or shoulder. And just go yin, go relaxed. Soften your muscles. Keep your breath steady. Let it find its own pace that supports your pose. Three more breaths. Just keep relaxing till the very end. Exhale completely. Use your top hand to help you come out. Pause upright for a moment. Find your upright posture. And explore that second side. Threading needle. Supporting under your head and shoulder if you need it, or behind your knees. Use your props, use your blankets. Let me know if you have a question about your body and how to get comfortable somewhere, how to make it work. I'm happy to do a little one-on-one time with you. Just email me. Soft. Work in a place where your breath can move. Let your belly relax and take these last 3 breaths with belly moving. So let go of the toning. Using your top hand to press out and release. Coming through to sit down. Almost time for our restorative part. You try a little bit of this dipping, pressing, an upward dog. Stretch the front body. Downward dog. Stretch the back body. Come through and sit down. Folding your right leg back, so you can be on the inner surface of that leg, or it can be more upright. And bring it about as wide as your mat. The other foot comes in like Janushirasana. If any of this is too much, just stack your legs, and this is the twist. I could have started with that. So this is where we have the whole spine for you to twist. If you would like, come with the knees wide, maybe add a half lotus if you practice half lotus. And then let's all twist over towards the left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release to center. Just check in with yourself. How did your twist work out? And we gave too many choices, but only 3. First choice on the second side is the legs are stacked. That supports, that puts less pressure on that knee. If possible, widen your knees as wide as your mat, so you're on that inner surface, or possibly a little bit more upright. And the other foot is like Janushirasana or Ardha Padmasana, half lotus if it doesn't strain anything. And then from any of those foundations, go to the right side, look back, twist. Two. New perspective. A little look back over your shoulder. Loving awareness in the back of your body. One more time. With an exhale, release your twist. And carefully bring out your legs. Restorative section of practice, beginning with heart lifting pose on the back, also known as supported fish. So you may just lie back with your knees bent, no props. Optional to add a long fold of a blanket roll or using blocks. if you know how. I do have a tutorial on this pose, how to use the blocks and how to use the blanket, but we just add a little lift behind the heart if it feels okay. Otherwise, just on your back. Arms upward, higher than your shoulders, open. Have a moment to center your spine, your head, find a long neck. And relax. Optional here, if it feels good in your body, is to practice your easy cross-leg pose. Further opening front body. Just relax. Restorative yoga means you are held in a position. You don't have to make effort in that position. You may relax the subtle holding of your bandhas. Do stay present with your breathing, just dropping in, leading yourself into a complete stillness and rest in Shavasana. Be like Shavasana is now. Just disturb yourself as little as possible. Let my voice be several layers away from you, so you only hear what you need to hear. Listen to your own breath. You can softly or gently separate your teeth and your lips a little bit if it feels good. Just letting breath flow with freedom. Letting one more breath move through in this shape. With disturbing as little as possible, transition to seated forward fold. Carefully coming off your support if you used it. Just take it softly, take it restoratively, and to encourage that, you might just drape your arms back like child's pose arms. Feet are relaxed and not flexing the feet, just letting the legs be relaxed. If you need support behind your legs, just give yourself a little hug back there. Just softly be releasing your back body. Making no effort. Move one last breath through. A lot of slow mindfulness. Come up, support yourself. Don't just throw yourself around, but go slowly, pause, and lie down once again, making sure that you can reach your support for any comfort items for Shavasana. So just have your blanket where you can reach it, lie back down on your mat, taking a lateral pose, a smile pose or banana pose, both feet working over towards the right side of your mat, and your left foot can come over and cross. Working your upper body over towards that same side of the mat. Just work with your spine and torso first. Optional to take the arms up and maybe catch the opposite wrist or arm. Staying still for 1 minute. If your arms get tingly or anything, just feel free to shift the arms down where they feel more easy. Work in a place where it feels compassionate and not too much. A last breath. Thank you. Whatever that pose brought in, whatever is taught today, release it, and then both feet over towards the other side of your mat. Take your right foot and cross the ankles, option. Torso moving. And just carefully adjust your shoulder blades, adjust your skull to find that smile in the other direction, with the optional bringing up of one or both arms. Go completely soft. Keep dropping in. Withdrawing the senses inwardly. Pratyahara, one of the limbs of yoga. Inner listening. And complete a breath. Giving yourself time to release. Slowly let go. Finding center once again. Pause. Adding a reclining twist. Bring your hands to your front pelvis. And then bring your feet in so you bend your knees. And here I invite you to do your own favorite reclining twist. Maybe just bring knees from side to side for a moment to see which side you want to do first. And when you're ready, let your knees head over. So they can be one knee across, both knees stacked, crossover, whatever you feel good doing today. Just let it bring ease and relief. Your head turns the other way, arms outstretched. Relax. Surrender to gravity. Check in with your twist, feeling free to add a little further refinement and staying still for another minute or so. Notice your next inhalation and follow that impulse. Bring the prana into your body deeply, your vital energy increasing. And with the exhale, we seal it into the belly center. So we keep the prana. We don't invite it to flow out. We try to keep it into our centers. And then go to the other side with a pause in the middle. Stay nice and relaxed, undisturbed. Letting the mind be like a smooth lake, a lake with no wind. Come over to your twist on the other side. Taking care of your body on this side. Meet it here. Determine where twisting feels, which way twist feels good, how you can support yourself, and remember you can adjust. Add that turn away of the head, so we have that rotation of the spine to relax into. The breath is rhythmic and natural. A sense of freedom. By stilling the movement of our thoughts, we might begin to experience our consciousness as a pure awareness. Just an open invitation to these concepts without any judgment. Just invite that idea. Pure awareness, what's that? It just is. Complete that breath more. Let that sense of luminousness and spaciousness in the brain, the awareness, the consciousness, guide a soft transition to center to Shavasana. Any support you want to give yourself, if you want to cover your whole body, if you're air conditioned, if you're restless, wrap yourself up, tuck your legs into Shavasana. Consider an eye covering, or even just a blanket added somewhere on top or underneath where it brings you peace. In a moment with your eyes resting, just to feel your body. So first we want to just make sure our spine is free. Trace your sacrum to your cranium and find a center line. Doesn't have to be perfect, just trying to have a centered spine. Releasing open your arms and legs. Just give a general releasing message to the whole body. Surrender to gravity. Stop resisting. Let your bones rest towards the earth. Let your belly be soft and your organs rest. Let your lungs and your heart rest, even as they continue. Follow the heart to the shoulders, gently relaxing them downward. Ask them to ground. And follow your shoulders out to your hands where the fingers are soft. Follow your fingers to your throat, letting that center be open and free. Maybe swallow to experience that center. So it feels open and relaxed. Jaw relaxed, and all the muscles of your face. The slightest uplift of your lips, bringing a peacefulness. It's neutral with just the tiniest hint of positive. alo. Down the sides of your torso, relaxing those. The sides of your legs all the way to your feet. The insides of the legs and feet. The fronts of the legs and feet. And the back. Sometimes in our rest, sometimes emotions come up. It's fine. Let them flow. Let them be free from hiding. Whatever it is today. Jyoti, Jyoti, Jyoti Sayam, Jyoti, Jyoti, Jyoti Param, Jyoti, Jyoti, Jyoti Aro, Jyoti, Jyoti, Jyoti Shivam. Brahma Jyoti, Soma Jyoti, Vana Jyoti, Jnana Jyoti, Mahajyoti, Yoga Jyoti, Vata Jyoti, Nara Jyoti, Emma Jyoti, Vyoma Jyoti, Era Jyoti, Viru Jyoti, Eka Jyoti, Eka Jyoti, Eka Jyoti, Jyoti, E. The only light, give us light, O light of lights. Gently awaken the breathing through the nose. Growing a little more in that second one. And then a third breath with an invitation to also release the stillness of the body, stretch, and then transition to your seated position. And you can wrap your blanket around your shoulders or just leave it on your body in some way. It can be nice or underneath you. Come to your easy pose. Just pause for a moment with your luminous mind, the state of meditative absorption. And that is called samadhi. This is our purpose yoga practice. And the Om represents that. It's the whole together. The consciousness, the dream, and the dreamless sleep. So there's 4 sounds, the A, the U, the M, and the silence. Join me if you like, or just listen. Breathe in deeply, slowly take in. Spacious mind. Rock on. I welcome your thoughts about the restorative session at the end, and thank you so much for joining me today. Remember to hydrate. All that deep breathing, even though it's not very sweaty. We use a lot of moisture.